In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. Hello dear friends, I'm here with you with another tutorial on the topic of 3D Vista software. Today I want to teach you how to publish or make public the virtual tour you've created. After you've prepared the content for your virtual tour, you want to put it online and share it. Here you click on the publish option in this section and this window will open for you. Now I will go through each of the features available here and explain them to you. I will also explain each of the settings that are available here one by one. The first option is the cloud option of the 3D Vista software itself, which, well, this option is usually not available for people who are using it inside Iran, because in order to use this option you need to subscribe to this software and you need to purchase cloud space from the company. And if you buy the software, you get a 2-month subscription. They give you a free plan that allows you to upload your tour for free on 3D Vista's own hosting. Otherwise, you have to purchase this space either annually or monthly, pay the fee, and then use it. This option is the easiest way for you to publish your tour online. However, for people living in Iran, the costs are somewhat high. So this next option, which is suitable for publishing on the web or mobile, is the best and most popular choice. It is also the most widely used option, and today we will mainly talk about this, but I will also briefly explain the other options and then return to this one. Publishing on the web or mobile is the next option, which is for when you want to view your virtual tour offline. For example, if you are a real estate agent and you don't want to put your virtual tour online and you don't want to share the houses online, but instead you have a file in your real estate office, and when a customer comes in, you use a VR headset right there to show them the tour. You want to play the features you have offline for them. In this case, you use this option. And after selecting it and specifying a final destination or folder, when you click the publish option, it will create 2 files for you. One file is an executable file and the other is a compressed file containing its contents. No matter where these 2 files are on your computer, even if the Vista software itself isn't installed, you can easily use it. Just open the executable file, run it, and it will load and execute in your environment. The next option actually creates a 360-degree video. You can share the video on Facebook or YouTube, and I think also on Namasha, the Iranian video sharing platform. In fact, it supports the playback features for 360-degree videos. Based on the playlist you created in this section, the clips will play in the order you arrange them and with the autoplay settings you defined. Here you can also set the size and in fact the quality. You can set the output video quality as well as its duration, specifying whether your video should play over a few seconds or a few minutes, and in fact your playback will automatically play the sequences you have created, and it doesn't provide you with any special features, so you can't have any interaction and you can't click on the hotspots. You can only rotate the video in 360 degrees while it's playing. For this option, I've made a separate complete video. You can find it in the topic-based tutorials and make use of it. Now let's go back to the second option, which is publishing for the web and mobile. This is the best option. In this case, you'll have a virtual tour package. After publishing, that package, which is basically a folder containing a set of files, can be uploaded to your website's host. You can upload it yourself and access it from any browser connected to the internet to view your tour, whether it's on a mobile phone, a tablet, or a desktop computer. After you select this option, it gives you a set of features where you need to configure some settings. The first option, which is already checked and you can't change it, shows that in fact in this mode, in its virtual state, it will be compatible with Windows, Macintosh, and also Android. The second option is one that you can check or uncheck. This option optimizes it for 2 well-known cameras, which are actually the Quest and Pico models. It optimizes the virtual mode for these types of cameras, and if you uncheck this option, you probably won't be able to use it properly. You might not be able to use these cameras or these VR headsets effectively, and you won't be able to view the virtual mode properly. The second option is optimize for all VR devices, and if you have this option checked, it will also optimize your experience for older VR devices, so you can use those older VR headsets as well. The next option for viewing your virtual environment is include SCORM. If you have this option checked, your virtual mode can be connected to LMS systems or remote education or e-learning platforms and so on. As you know, you can use trade lists. For educational purposes, after you have taught a topic, you can use trade lists. You can create most of the quizzes and tests which users can answer. They can select the correct answers, and in this way, even within the trade lists, you can grade the user, and after the user has completed their test and received their score, this option allows you to actually transfer or connect the tour contents to your LMS system, so the student can go into the LMS or Moodle system, view their own virtual learning and their own score. If you remember, some time ago during the COVID era, when distance learning systems became very widespread, there was a system called Moodle, which you've probably heard of. By LMS, we mean systems like Moodle. So in this case, you can connect Moodle to 3D Vista, and in fact, these features are also available for educational purposes. The next option is export for iOS legacy, which is for some older iOS devices like the iPhone 5 or iPhone 6. These have certain security policies built in that don't allow your tour to play virtually in their browser, but if you select this option, those security items will be included in your tour, and in this way, even older iOS devices can play your tour. The next option is export video to adaptive. Let me uncheck these so you can see exactly which option I'm talking about. Export video to adaptive. If you select this, a settings or gear icon will appear here, and by clicking on it, you can create a set of resolutions, you can remove them, and you can add more again. What does this mean? Basically, these options provide features for different internet speeds so that your 360-degree video can be generated, produced, or copied in different resolutions, and accordingly, based on the internet quality that the user or your virtual viewer has, play the appropriate video for them. You know that 360-degree videos have a very large file size, and sometimes in internet connections with low speed, they might not load, and this option allows us to provide this capability so that if the internet quality is low, it can adjust the video resolution, reduce it so the video can load more easily. The next option is display download message for offline play. This means that when your virtual session goes online, the viewer who's watching online will also see a download option, and by clicking on that, they can download your virtual session to their own computer. After downloading, the last option is image. By selecting this, Vista will display the output images the images is publishing. It will bring all of them up for you, compress and optimize them, and provide you with a more compact file. Well, among these options, I usually choose the first and third options and also export. If I have a 360-degree video, I select video and the last option, and I don't choose the other options. The reason is that you see every box you check here will add one or more extra files inside the folder where you are publishing your strip files, and in fact the size of your output file will increase. Also, you are increasing the number of output files, and this can sometimes cause problems on your host if you have a lot of virtual tours. When you're actually hosting this virtual tour yourself, you might run into issues. You have both limitations and restrictions on bandwidth, size, or storage space. Basically, you can't upload more files than allowed there, and you'll have to pay more if you want extra space or access to more inodes. So optimize the number of files as much as you can. So based on your own needs, you can adjust these settings accordingly. In this section, it also asks us to enter a URL link. Look, in this particular section, the actual name of this specific box is indeed absolute URL. So if you already know the complete URL, then you need to enter here the address where you want to upload this to your website. If you don't know which address to choose for it, it's better to leave this blank as it doesn't have much use. Just make sure to correctly enter the final destination address for your file here. Then When you share the link to your virtual tour on social media, like Facebook, WhatsApp, Telegram, and so on, other online platforms where you share your virtual tour will automatically generate a thumbnail for you. It creates an image that matches your virtual tour, making it more attractive and effective when shared. The next option is selecting an icon. So if you want a specific icon to be displayed in the corner of the browser, when your virtual tour is playing, it's better to upload an icon here. Just please keep in mind that your icon absolutely must be exactly 512 by 512 pixels in size. If you do not currently have an icon like this, you can easily use Paint or any other suitable software application to effectively edit your existing icons and precisely set their dimensions to 512 by 512 pixels so that you can easily upload it here. Up to this point, let me explain how. If your icon, let's say I want to use this icon, I'll make a copy of it, but its dimensions aren't 512 by 512, and I want to quickly use some software to make it 512 by 512. So I open it with Paint to adjust its size, and I go to the resize option and uncheck this box because I don't want the aspect ratio, meaning the horizontal and vertical dimensions, to be linked together. Look, if I click here, for example, if I set one side to 200, the other dimensions will increase proportionally, but I uncheck this and select the pixel option. Then I set this value to 512, and I also set this value to 512, and when I click OK, now you see I have a 512 by 512 image, and if I save this, you'll see that I've also adjusted its dimensions to match the icon needed here. So I confirm it. This is the desired icon. The next option is Vista Note, which of course if you want to use this option, you need to subscribe and pay a fee for it. You need to purchase this service, and then you'll be able to create this sticker note on your virtual tour. A note is basically a piece of text, an announcement, or a notification. Anything you want can appear on your virtual tour, and you can activate it with this option. However, you first need to purchase it, which actually isn't useful for you. The next option is Live Guided Tour. If you select this option and set a password here, you can even leave the password field empty in that case. Anyone who has the link to your tour and can view your virtual tour will see an additional icon appear. On the virtual tour, they can enter there, and in fact you can have a video call with each other. Inside the same virtual tour, you can simultaneously view the tour together, talk to each other, and at the same time you can interactively move around the tour, rotate it, enter different hotspots, and communicate with each other. This also comes with some additional features, and if you want to use this part of their service, it provides you with even more features. But for this you need to subscribe, and you shouldn't have to pay for it as a separate issue. Well, after you've adjusted these settings according to your needs, you come here and select an appropriate folder anywhere you like. I usually create a folder named Publish and put these files in the Publish folder. If you click the Publish button, your files will be compressed, prepared, and finally copied in your specified location. After you see this message indicating that your export is complete, the software has finished exporting, and now you can view this output and upload it to your website. To upload your tour, you have two options. Either directly upload the entire file you created. Let me bring up its folder. Well, I created this Publish folder, and these are its contents. These are the files you need to upload to your website. The size of the tour I made here is about 953 megabytes, and you can just zip this folder. After you've zipped it, you can take this folder and upload it to your host. Up to this point, I have a problem. See, my host uses direct admin, but for those whose host uses cPanel, the appearance might be a bit different from direct admin. Now I'll explain direct admin, but the general process is the same. You can go to the file upload section, select your file and upload it. I select my file, and if I click open and then this option, my file will start uploading, and I have to wait until the whole file is uploaded. However, this method has some limitations. First, many hosts usually prevent uploading large files. For example, the file I have is about 900 megabytes. If it were over 1 gigabyte, I wouldn't be able to upload it directly to my host and would face limitations. So you either need to increase or remove your host's file size limit so you can upload large files, or you need to use other applications such as FTP applications, file transfer protocol applications like FileZilla, which is the most well known. Now I'll explain how you can use FileZilla to upload your file to your website. I'll close this and stop the upload from continuing. Well, FileZilla is a free software that you can download and install on your system for free. After you open the software, you see an interface like this. The right side is your host space and the left side is your computer space, where you'll transfer files from the left side to the right side, which is your host. What's the advantage of this method over the previous one? The advantage is that in this method you no longer have a file size limitation. Why? Because you don't have to zip your file before uploading. Instead, you bring the folder as it is and upload it directly to your website. Therefore, the files are uploaded one by one and the upload speed is also higher. You can easily upload a significant number of files in parallel, and since you don't have any upload size limitations whatsoever, no matter how large your project is, you can confidently upload it using this convenient method. So after you open the software and are ready to begin, you will need to have most of this essential information readily available and prepared so that you can accurately enter it and successfully connect to your designated host. You are required to enter a specific username and corresponding password here, and also carefully check the correct connection port for your particular host. It is highly recommended that you ask your hosting service provider for all of this crucial information and diligently obtain it directly from them. Enter them here and click the connect button so you can connect to your server. So after you enter the host IP information as well as the username and password into your FTP manager, which I created myself, got from my hosting provider, I entered them here. Then I click the quick connect button and connect to my host. Basically, the space you see in FileZilla is a folder space after the public HTML folder that we have here. So let's move on. We continue working together in FileZilla, select the destination folder and proceed. We open the folder that contains our file and drag and drop it into the destination folder. In this way you can see here that the files are being uploaded one by one. They're being uploaded to your website. This process might take some time, so we'll wait until all the files are uploaded and finally we'll show you the results. After the upload is complete, we open our browser. Here we first enter our domain address, and after entering the domain address we add a slash and type the name of the folder where we placed our files, and at the end add index htm or html. Of course you can type index html or leave it out, it doesn't really matter. In any case, your tour will be uploaded and here you can view your tour online. So today we learned how we can publish our tour online, but there's a very important point I need to mention. That is, after you put your tour online, you might notice some issues in it. You may need to go back and fix these issues. So for this purpose, you need to use 3D Vista again to address the problems, make the necessary corrections, and then repeat all these steps again, publish your tour again, and then upload all these files to your website. But you don't need to. You don't need to upload all the files that you made changes to, meaning the files you republished, and then upload them all again. Uploading everything to the site is very time consuming and a difficult task. You only need to take the files that have changed and replace the previous files with them. For example, if you made changes in the theme, if the X, did you add a new one? Or if you made changes in the desktop theme or the mobile theme, in any of these, you only need to take the relevant file and replace the previous files with it. There's no need to replace all the files. In the comprehensive tutorial, I explained which of these files actually belong to which part of 3D Vista, so you can easily figure out, for example, when you add a panorama, where exactly does your panorama go. or when you change an exile, or even when you change a spot, where does it end up? So you can very easily make these changes in real time. Now, whether using FileZilla or by uploading directly, I have a dedicated tutorial on this topic. As I mentioned, I've explained to you step by step how you can actually manage the files without even needing 3D Vista. If you need to make a minor edit or modification, you can use these files here, open them up, and make your changes such as editing an icon, a logo, a link, changing a link, or even changing the color of menus and a series of other things. Other details that you no longer even need to open the 3D Vista software for, you can do it directly right within these files here. You can make these changes and replace a song or an image. It's really great. Thank you all for your attention. Until the next tutorial, I leave you all in God's care. Goodbye and take care.